Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nice to meet you again, students. How are you guys? I hope you are feeling well. Who is not present today? Oh, Leah. What's wrong with Leah? Okay, does anyone still remember yesterday class material? Yep, the last class we talked about was the shape of objects. So today we will discuss changes in the shape of objects. Is everybody ready to start? Okay, let's start our lesson. In your opinion, what is a change in the shape of an object? Okay, a change in the form of an object is one form of symptom of a change in an object becoming a different form than before, including changes in size, shape, color, and smell. This process of changing shape can occur in various ways and some of the process can be seen with the naked human eye. The form of object can be liquid, gases or solid, which have molecules with translational motion or moving motion and vibrational motion or can move in place. Under certain conditions, a substance, namely solid, liquid, and gas, cannot maintain its shape. That is why it can experience changes in form such as changing color, changing shape, and smells or other aromas appearing from its previous form. Of course, this does not happen without a reason, but because the substance of the object is in certain conditions which are influenced by heat, temperature, humidity, and so on. This change in form may or may not be temporary, meaning it produces a new substance and cannot be returned to its original form. That's why changes in the form of an object are closely related to changes in physics, chemistry, and biology, which are the reason why an object's substance can change into the form of another object. In the process of changing form, some require heat or release heat. Okay, the first is the changes in the state of solid, liquid, and gas. Solid, liquid, and gas objects can change state. A change in state occurs when an object is heated or cooled to a certain temperature. What are these changes in form? Okay, the first is freeze. If you freeze something, you lower its temperature below 0 degrees Celsius, causing it to become cold and after hard. And if something freezes, its temperature goes below 0 degrees Celsius. Have students ever stored water in plastic in the freezer? The water will freeze in a few hours, right? Why is that? Because the state of water changes from liquid to solid. This change is called freezing. Okay, number two is melt. Melting is a physical process that results in the phase transition of a substance from a solid to a liquid. This occurs when the internal energy of the solid increases, typically by the application of heat or pressure, which increases the substance temperature, the melting point. Okay, for the example, what if you put ice cubes outside? Of course, over time the ice will turn into water, right? Likewise, when students hold chocolate, over time will the chocolate melt? Why so? Chocolate can melt due to the heat of your hands. The change in state from solid to liquid is called melting. The next is yawn or evaporation. Yawn or evaporation is a type of vaporization that occurs on the surface of a liquid as it changes into the gas phase. For example, heated water will boil over time then evaporate. That means water changes from liquid state to a gaseous state. The change in state from liquid to gas is called evaporation. Okay, number 4 is condensation. Condensation is the process where water vapor becomes liquid. It is the reverse action of evaporation, where liquid water becomes a vapor. Like try drinking hot tea. Have you ever paid attention to the lid of your glass? What do you see, students? You see the water droplets, right? Where do the water droplets come from? Yep, the water droplets come from evaporating hot drinks. The steam of the drink moves upwards towards the glass lid. When it comes into contact with the originally cold glass lid, the drink vapor turns into water droplets. The change in the state of an object from gas to liquid is called condensation. Again, the last one is sublimate. Sublimation is the transition of a substance directly from a solid state to a gaseous state without going through a liquid state. For example, like camphor placed in a cupboard. How does it look? Over time, the camphor will shrink and run out. The air in the cupboard smelled good. This incident shows that the camphor changed its state from solid to gas. Gas has the property of occupying space, so the room will smell of mothballs. This change is called sublimation. Sublimation. Okay, the second is reversible changes. Reversible changes are changes that can be undone or reversed. Melting, freezing, boiling, evaporating, condensing, dissolving, and also changing the shape of a substance are examples of reversible changes. Okay, for the example, where do we store water so that it turns into ice? Yes, in the freezer compartment of the refrigerator. Within 1 day, in the water in the freezer will definitely freeze and turn into ice. If we take the ice out of the freezer, put it in glass and wait a while, it will turn into water return. If we put the water in the glass back into the freezer, the water will harden and turn back into ice, and so on. The change in state from water to ice and back to water is called reversible change. Okay, the final is irreversible changes. A change is called irreversible if it cannot be changed back again. Changes like these are called chemical changes. Chemical changes are changes that can give rise to new object and the nature of the change is constant. So, what happens if we burn paper? The paper will certainly turn into ashes, right? Can paper that has turned into ashes return to its original state? Of course not, right? The change from paper to ice cannot be reversed like the change from ice to water. Well, changes like that are called chemical changes. Chemical changes are changes that can give rise to new object and the nature of the change remains. Okay guys, that's all our material for today. Does anyone want to ask about the material this time? If no one asks, students can try practicing changes this object at home. Try it later at home. If there is fruit in the refrigerator, then leave it outside. How did he react? And what changes do these changes include? Okay, that's all. Let's close the material this time by reciting the Hamdalah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. See you again, students. Bye.